police have identified the body parts of a man found in 6 bags in the Hastings River.
You're the dog who murdered my grandparents.
Nobody knew exactly how long catching Terry Falconer's killer would take. No one expected it would take nearly a decade, or that his murder would gradually expose a hidden web of crime, vice, and death.
They found his body! They found his body!
But Anthony John Michael Parrish was rolling in it. He'd resumed full-scale drug manufacturing.
That's the owner. He is the owner.
Life was sweet.
You know stuff about Falconer's murder. I know it all.
Finally, a name for their murderer.
Anthony Parrish killed Terry Falconer.
There was only one small problem. It was a name they'd never heard of.
I'll do it. So go.
Only someone with serious badness to hide would go to this much effort to cover their tracks.
Come and get me, you bastard! Come on,
I will not let this matter rest until justice is done. My job requires me to find the bad guys and put them away, not give them a slap on the wrist for firearm offence.
Hey, Roosty!
Our primary aim remains the arrest and the conviction for those responsible for the murder of Terry Falconer. And as always, things aren't that straightforward.
Just make sure you get these bastards. Get all of them.
Get on your gun!
Time's up. This is a golden opportunity, not waiting for a written invitation. And take him down.
There's a jungle out there. There's a jungle out there. There's a jungle out there. There's a jungle out there.
You got everything you need? I heard you requested a solicitor. And the QC. Know this. Every time you put your head up, I'm gonna kick it. So you can spend as much money as you like. It's not gonna help you. It's taken us years, and now I've got you. And all our ducks, they're all lined up in a row. So if you really want to help yourself, then you make a statement. Tell me what happened. Why you did it.
You think I should? You reckon it would help me? And those ducks are yours?
It's almost summer, and I can almost feel that sweet sunshine pouring out this heart of mine. Ooh.
probably do with a couple more coats.
Not bad, bud. Time you came back to your old trade.
Yeah, why? Done so good at my last one.
Terence Wallace Falconer, a lifelong, if relatively small-time crook, was coming to the end of a 5-year jail term for amphetamine production and supply. With parole only a few weeks away, he was on work release and enjoying life. He'd made a few decisions. He was getting his act together.
Hey, Dad. Hey, mate. Hey, wait. Boy, come here.
How you going, Al?
Yeah, good. Yeah.
You want a chip?
So, where in that document I signed my life away to say anything about you having tea with your family?
Oh, I won't say nothing if you don't.
Go on. Off you go.
Thanks, mate.
But you'll be breaking rocks all over.
You blokes managed to start that XY yet?
It's the fuel filter.
It's not the fuel filter, it's the electric.
Or maybe the points, it was going chicka chicka.
It's not the points.
It's not the electric.
All right. You two get that XY started by the time Uncle Barry's Christmas bash comes around. I'll be very happy. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, no worries.
Al reckons he's got a job for me here, so once I'm out, we'll be able to give her a respray. No, I better get back to it. So, we'll see you Monday?
Yeah.
Be good. Look after him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good night.
Bit cute. Takes after his old man.
Well, I hope that's all they get from me.
I believe an individual by name of Terence Wallace Falconer is on work release here.
Yeah? Terry?
What, love?
Detectives MacArthur and Patton, Mr. Falconer.
Where you blokes hail from?
We have some questions for you.
Fire away.
You'll need to accompany us to the station.
I mean, I'm at work, fellas. I mean, you know where I'm going to be tonight, at Her Majesty's Hotel. Why don't you just pop in?
Turns in front, sunshine.
Oh, come on.
All right.
All right. Here. Back in a tick, Karina.
Terry Falconer's criminal career had been pretty varied. In between panel beating and amphet manufacturing, he'd tried his hand at car rebirthing, receiving stolen goods and money laundering. Plus, he'd been associated with the Gypsy Jokers Outlaw Motorcycle Club. So cops wanting a chat wasn't that unusual.
You blokes should have your seatbelts on, you know. We're breaking the law. Where you from, anyway? Like, gangs or drug squad, what?
Pull over for a moment, Constable.
That car ride kicked off one of the longest police investigations in Australia's history.
How long's this gonna take? I mean, some of us have got real jobs, you know.
Hold him! Shit! Get a hold of him! Try
think he's going to be okay, man?
He'll be fine.
It's a pretty warm day.
Don't fucking worry about it. Remember to bend your knees. Prevents lower back injuries. Ready? Okay, phase 3. Get changed, swap the tyres and the plates back, drop that back to mine. I'll see you in a couple of days. Take this in. Remember to bend your knees.
Open it.
Let me out. Get me out, mate. Where am I?
Check him.
No.
Is that a Gypsy Joker tat?
It's a skull. No, I think that's a joker.
No, I'm not a joker.
You're the dog who murdered my grandparents.
No, I didn't.
So, you want me to drop him back now?
Are you fucking for real? Sure, take the prick home, no worries. Put him in the ute. You and Muzzer drive him up. Up where?
Don't ask me fucking questions.
So, Rooster, this is going to knock off that $100 grand I owe, isn't it?
Anthony John Michael Parrish, known as Rooster, grew up with his large family on a poultry farm in the city's semi-rural outskirts. In June 1993, when Anthony was 24 and on the run for a minor drug charge, his grandmother and grandfather were brutally murdered. In the long years since, no charges have been brought against anyone.
I need to talk to you.
Yeah? What about?
Diddy and Bubba.
What about him?
I know who killed him. I know for sure this time, okay?
Who?
Some fucker called Terry Falconer.
Never heard of him.
Okay, just listen, all right? Swamp Rat was down at this pub in McCrory Fields, and he met this Sheila. And this Sheila says that she knows for a fact that Terry Falconer was the shooter. Now, the other thing is that she says that he knew all this stuff about how Diddy and Bubba were killed.
What stuff?
Stuff that the cops didn't even release. Stuff like how they were found in the wrong beds.
You know you always tell stories wrong. You can't tell a joke without getting it asked about. That's what's happened here.
Come here.
G'day, Rooster.
You didn't want to come with me, and I knew you wouldn't believe me.
This Sheila, she pissed high. And Terry Falconer, that was the name.
Yeah, Terry Falconer, that's what she said. She got a letter from the cops, didn't she, saying how the prick's a dog?
Yeah, saw it with my own two eyes.
He did it, all right? Falconer is the shooter. Now we're gonna do something about it.
All right, well, why would some gypsy joker lad kill him, mate? I mean, what's in it for him?
Maybe it was that meth lab you set up in the back of Diddy and Papa's backyard.
Well, how
Maybe
many times I have to fucking tell you? No one knew about that.
Maybe it was put up to by someone who you're pissed off. And if we don't do something about it, we look weak as piss.
Oh, grow up.
What? Me grow up? You're the big tough guy. But all these years Diddy and Papa have been rotting in the ground. And what have you been doing about it, Anthony? Sweet fucking nothing. Then it be things like this. Then I'm gonna take care of it, all right? I'll fix it. I'll fucking...
Always trying to stick it in before it's stiff, right? Fuck, my knees. Look, I'm not doing anything that points the cops to me, you, any of us, all right?
So what are we gonna do then?
I'm gonna do it right. Beers for the boys, eh? I'll have one. Any problems? Let's do this, eh? Is he alive?
Everybody wants a piece of something that's real. Everybody wants to touch me. They all love my skin. They all wanna take me home. They don't even care where I've been. Everybody wants to touch me. Everybody wants a little pie. Terry Falconer was listed as an escapee when he failed to return to Silverwater Jail by 6 p.m.
You sure they weren't real cops? They seem legit to me. I saw their badges, their guns, everything.
No, we checked it out. Nobody sent any officers to question Mr. Falconer.
Well, their car looked like a real cop car. It even had one of them little aerials.
What do these guys look like?
Like you guys? Like cops. Of course he went with them.
No, I know what you blokes are thinking. He's done a runner. But why would he? He'll get paroled in a month. I mean, Terry's made a fair few wrong turns in his life, but he's not an idiot. He's a good bloke, and he was getting it together.
The investigation was sky-wide. Terry could have faked his own disappearance, could have been kidnapped by corrupt cops, could have even been snatched by enemies posing as cops. Without a body, it was going to be impossible to prove any theory.
What the bloody hell's that?
There's another one over there. Look.
The bloke Australians did vote for, Prime Minister John Howard, was celebrating with champagne at Government House in Canberra after the swearing-in of his new ministry. In the hope that he'll eventually get to sample the Governor-General's bubbly too, Mr Green is embarking on a listen-and-learn strategy, trying to find out what voters want from the Labor Party.
Police have identified the body parts of a man found in 6 bags in the Hastings River at Wauchope as those of missing prisoner Terry Falconer. 2 weeks ago, the 52-year-old, who was on work release, was abducted by 3 men claiming to be police officers. Falconer had just 6 weeks left to serve of a 5-year jail term for drug offences.
So this is you putting it right, is it? You dump him in the tidal river. Did you think the fucking tide might go in?
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. The whole idea was that the body was never meant to be found. So what did he say? What did he say?
About what?
About why he killed Diddy and Bubba.
Didn't ask him.
You didn't ask him? No. What the fuck are you on? I was supposed to be there, Anthony. I was supposed to be there when we took him out. But you went ahead.
Well, you really stuffed it up by your order.
Me stuff it up? They found his body! They found his fucking body!
It would have been over the continental shelf if your mate had come through.
Fuck you, Anthony! Fuck you, dickhead!
Falconer killed Didi and Barber. You said so, everyone said so. We agreed he had to go.
But what if he didn't?
Are you deaf? I did what I did and I kept you out of it. It's gonna be all right, Hans. Come on, mate. Come on. Come on. All right, I'm gonna take care of you. It's all right. It's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
Where are you?
This isn't going to be a problem, is it? They're going on about how he's abducted by pretend cops. They've got photo fits of us.
Your own mother wouldn't recognise you. Mate, Falconer was a shitbag drug dealer from Macquarie Fields. Any investigation's gonna be a joke. Keep your people under control, there'll be no problem.
I'm making moves, kid.
I know it didn't work out the way we planned it, but he had to go. Besides, none of us have got any connections with him. We are in the clear. You cool, Vito? Listen, the prick was mouthing off, being smart, not giving a straight answer. When he started saying he was going to rat on us, this is when I went up to him and chopped his head off.
It up, acting as if I'm happy as fuck, cause I am. I'm making moves, kid. I'm making moves,
kid. Jublin, you're upside down.
Relieve stress. Should give it a go.
I'll stick to Ella Fitzgerald and Sauv Blanc. You seen this? Pretty brazen, impersonating cops.
Yeah, well, he was kidnapped, dismembered, and then dumped, putting a strike force on him. I'm going to put my hand up.
Ryder, you go for gold, Gary.
Hey, if I get OIC in this, you want to join me?
No, because I'm OIC of Strikeforce Snowden. Have fun.
Gary Kevin Jubilin was an Aries, a practicing Buddhist, and drank green tea instead of coffee. His workmates called him crazy fuck. Behind his back, of course.
Strikeforce Tuno will investigate the murder of Terry Falconer.
Have you got any suspects?
We have a number of lines of inquiry we're investigating.
The victim was a bikie. Is this a turf war?
At the moment, it's too early to speculate on what the motives were behind Mr. Falconer's death.
If his murder was part of organised crime, Tuno could run for months, couldn't it?
We don't put a time limit on clearing up murder. That said, I have every confidence that Detective Sergeant Jubilin
will take as long as it takes.
Yeah, I'll call you back.
Mr. Falconer's murder was a particularly violent and vicious crime. It needs to be solved, and I'm committed to doing that.
What are you watching?
You? Shows your tits.
Every murder investigation is different. Nobody knew how long it would take to catch Terry Falconer's killer. Not even Gary Jubilin. He couldn't guess it would take almost a decade. Or that Terry's murder would expose a hidden web of vice, violence, and death.
Our condolences, Mr. Falconer.
Mr. Falconer. And that was always my dad. How's the investigation?
It's early days yet, mate.
So, detectives, caught Uncle Terry's killer yet?
The investigation's proceeding, Miss Ehrlich.
Those blokes who kidnapped him, they had police gear on, didn't they?
One of them wore a police uniform.
Someone, like, knew something about something, and they told yous. Would they, like, get a reward?
No reward for information's been offered at this stage.
But if you had information on your uncle's murder, I'd imagine you'd want to pass it on, wouldn't you? Paulina?
Not here. Meet me tonight. But only talk to you, Detective Brown.
You said you had something to tell me about your uncle's death.
Shit. Lend us $10. Had this shirt. The police shirt. You know, with them blue epaulet thingies? Not dress up or nothing, the real deal.
How'd you come by it?
Boyfriend gave it to me. A couple of weeks ago, some guy asked me if he could borrow it.
Got a name?
Can't remember.
Where'd you meet him?
Some pub.
How do you know you had a police shirt?
Had a few.
Is there anything you can remember?
He wore colours.
Which club?
Living Dead.
Bit more on the buzzies, love. Don't bother.
Mr. Pengilly, I'm Detective Jublin. This is Detective Evers. Part of Strike Force Chino, investigating the body that was dumped in the Hastings River by men impersonating police. Know anything about that?
Mate, I don't talk to coppers. Now, do you mind I'm shooting a movie?
Was that for Trot Fest, mate? Because you do know it is illegal to shoot porn in New South Wales.
Oh, you're right, Detective Evers. Why don't you get on the phone and call Vice?
Yeah, I mean, we could get them down and they could take a...
All right, give it a rest. Way I hear, Falconer got what he deserved.
And how's that?
He was a dog. Tell him, Kenny.
Saw this letter. Official police letter. Had a coat of arms. It said Falconer would talk to anybody.
Where'd you see this document?
Some Sheila. She showed it to me. She said she knew Falconer.
Is this her?
No. She was older, black hair.
What exactly did she say?
That Falconer, he was a fucking dog.
It wasn't only from bikies that Tuno officers heard stories of an older, dark-haired woman who had an official document apparently showing Terry Falconer was a police informant. And it didn't take them long to fit that description to Terry's former sister-in-law, Diane Louise Ehrlich.
It wasn't me. A letter like that would get Terry into all sorts of trouble.
Why didn't you and Terry get on?
He never liked that I had friends in motorcycle clubs. Clubs that rival his gypsy jokers.
And you never spoke to anyone about his dealings with police?
And why would I do that? I mean, I'm not a dog, am I?
Mate, she knew she was putting a burn notice on Terry. Never trust someone with that many Cocker Spaniels, mate. Jack Russells, yes, but Cockers, dodgy.
My dad never wore Joker colours. He never was a member of any club. Just want you to know that.
It's Jace, isn't it? You want to tell us anything else about your dad, Jace? Anything to do with his death?
Terry was married twice, and son James is to his first wife?
Yeah, and Jace is from his second.
And where does Diane Ehrlich fit in?
She's Terry's second ex-wife's sister, mother to the delightful Paulina, and she is his biggest fan, not. We've had a dozen reports of her flashing around that document, bad-mouthing Terry.
Well, at the moment, that's the best lead we've got. Right, she's not going to be likely to be directly involved in the kidnapping.
Task Force Chino.
Diane's admitted associations with bikies.
Yeah.
If she knew her daughter had a police shirt, she could be the link between it and the living dead.
Paulina Ehrlich is downstairs with a lawyer. But she'll only talk to Gary this time.
I understand one of your detectives took a statement from my client. Senior Constable Brown?
That's right.
Ms. Ehrlich has made a new statement on this matter.
She said Brownie made her say she had the police shirt. And she only agreed to because you and she are having an affair.
An affair?
That'll go down well with the Police Integrity Commission.
It's his savage sexuality, Brownie. It must have driven her insane, mate.
Or does that mean she was lying about the shirt too?
Maybe, maybe not.
Strike Force Chino. Right.
Jace Falconer's just attacked his auntie with an antique iron.
Come with me.
She showed every single biker in town that letter, every single one. She got Dad killed.
He nearly killed me, that bloody little animal.
Well, what did you expect when you go around sledging his dad?
Oh, come on, I didn't do that. Oh.
Don't talk shit to me, Diane. Right, you sold Terry down the river. You called him a dog?
I never thought he'd get... I never thought anything bad had happened to him.
Well, I'll tell you what I want to know. Why'd you do it? Right? You want him out of the way so you get a piece of his old drug business? Is that the deal?
No, I just... The club's got paranoid, you know, and they started thinking I was a dog, and I'm not. I'm not. I just wanted to point him away so I could feel safe. But I never meant for him to be hurt.
You're never going to catch who killed him, are you? We're just Westie lowlifes with a shitty crook for a dad. Who cares if someone like him gets chopped to pieces?
Well, how am I supposed to do the job when you've cut half my staff before we get to square one?
You can't argue with the budget.
I can't do what you've asked me.
Am I talking to a brick wall?
I want my strongest objection registered.
Go home, Gary. Just go home and take a cold shower.
Well, the money you save, buy yourself a pair of fucking glasses. You...
Tuna going well?
Oh, no, it's going great. We're just being told by half my staff have been returned to their squads.
I can take over if you like.
Would you like to have dinner with me, Pam?
Can't imagine what we talk about.
Well, we're homicide, detective sergeants. Probably got a lot in common.
Yeah, and I can hear the office gossip from here.
So is that a yes? There's got to be someone big behind this. Ordinary crook doesn't pull off a hit so elaborate.
The barramundi, please.
Just get the snapper, mate.
So what sort of films do you like, Gary? I mean, I really like the latest
They're
Woody
not going
Allen.
to put me off, you know. I'm going to get this fella.
It's called Curse of the Jade Scorpion. It's very funny.
I'm not going to shut down Chino on my watch, Pam. It's not going to happen.
Gary, since when do you even have the power to decide which cases run?
This is bad crime.
There's bad crime everywhere. It happens all the time. There's not enough resources. So if you don't have a result soon, then Tuna will close. Of course, there's your reputation.
And what does that mean, my reputation?
You're the patron saint of lost causes.
Is that right, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Parrish called his business the Company. Although its profits were in the millions, it had no head office, no business plan, no corporate structure. Anthony was CEO, sole shareholder. And there was only one company rule. If you crossed him, you'd pay. So while some in the underworld knew or suspected he was behind Terry Falconer's murder, none was game to speak out against a man who could string up a human being on a meat hook and butcher him like a beast. But Anthony Parrish had one piece of bad luck. Gary Jubilan was a man who never gave up.
Frank O'Rourke. Detectives Brown and Rankin from Strike Force Tuno. We've got some questions about the murder of Terry Falconer.
I know why you're here. I know who killed Terry Falconer.
Mr. O'Rourke, do you think we could come inside?
I'm not saying anything here. I'm as good as dead just talking to you. Meet me at the Parkland off Kelpester Road, 9 p.m.
Mr. O'Rourke?
Just you two. Anyone else, I piss off. Go. Fuck off.
How did we get this guy's name?
He's another bikie, Ironblood.
Well, he's not long out of jail, fellas. Have a look at this. 8 years for manslaughter. He's got full for assault. Assault police officer, possession of firearms.
He's going to be there in 40 minutes.
He also did some of his time in the same jail as Falconer.
Jace, you ring Brownie every 20 minutes.
Years were alone. You know stuff about Falconer's murder?
Yeah, I know stuff. I know it all.
You know who killed him? Who killed him? Mr. O'Rourke, are we wasting our time?
Anthony Parrish. Anthony Parrish killed Terry Falconer.
Who's Anthony Parrish?
After 3 long months, Strike Force Juno finally had a name for their murderer. There was only one small problem. It was a name they'd never heard of.
Anthony Parrish hasn't ever had an account with Telstra. No super fund has any record of him. He's got no outstanding fines, no traffic infringements. He's not registered with the Housing Commission, Medicare, or any private health fund. He's never applied for a loan or a lease. He's never donated blood. He's not on the electoral roll, got no tax file number, no credit history. I've never seen anything like it.
I need you to know I am not the easiest person to be with.
Only someone with serious badness to hide would go to this much effort to cover their tracks.
I reckon you got 2 voices in your head telling you 2 very different things.
Just 2. Happy days. Take a look at this. These are the ones who killed Terry Falconer. He's only the biggest speed and eggy producer in the whole country, isn't he?
So Anthony Parrish is a foul-mouthed petty crim who hasn't been seen or heard of in over 10 years.
Hey, Roosty! Hey!
And so you never accepted any of the money?
Of course I fucking did.
You excite me.
You want me to wear a wire, huh?
Babe, you don't have to do this, you know.
Come on, come and get me, you bastard! I'm not front of you!
I'm just crazy enough to pull that trigger, right? Huh?
I know what they're capable of, all right? Every time I front them dudes, I risk my life. Don't you get that? It's the right thing to do, you know it.
You're scaring me.
You ought to be scared, eh?
No, you. You're scaring me.
Inside. I'll do it.
Who's been talking?
You idiots don't understand a thing, right?
Now get out!
Get!
You told me you didn't want to go back to that life.
Doesn't mean I want to be a dog either.
But you do want to be a better man.